Hey guys, Mosa here, and today I'm bringing you my Week 17 Seahawks versus Bears Thursday Night Football predictions. So, without a further ado, let's get started. Now, let's kick it off with the injury report of the Chicago Bears. We got offensive back Elijah Hicks with a foot and ankle injury, and then we got running back Travis Homer with a hamstring injury, offensive lineman Tevin Jenkins with a calf injury, and defensive back Travarius Moore with a knee injury, all out for this game. Then moving on to linebacker Ahmed Ogbongbemiga. I don't know if that's how you say it, but okay. He has a hip injury. Defensive lineman Gervon Dexter Sr. with a knee injury, and offensive lineman Doug Kramer with a shoulder injury, all questionable for the game. Now, in my opinion, I think that the Bears defense is going to suffer a little bit more. Obviously, they lost Moore, they lost Hicks, and then you get Dexter and Amen both injured and questionable for the game. Most likely them, along with Kramer, will indeed play in this game, or at least be rotationals. But in any case, I think that the Chicago Bears are also definitely going to miss Tevin Jenkins, who is out for the game, and one of their running backs, even though it's not the top running back, Travis Homer. In the end, I think that the Bears defense will struggle a lot more, even though they lost a top offensive lineman and potentially another offensive lineman, most likely a backup. But honestly, losing Elijah Hicks and Moore are heavy tolls on the defense, and if Dexter and Amen are the same, then the Bears defense might not able to withstand the Seattle offense. Now, moving on to the Chicago Bears offense, we got quarterback Caleb Williams, running back DeAndre Swift, wide receivers DJ Moore, Keenan Allen, and Rome Odunze. Tight end will be Cole Kmet. Left tackle Larry Baroom. I think that's how you say it, Baroom. And then we get left guard Karan Emegye. I don't know if that's how you say it. I'm sorry. And center Cole Shelton with right guard Matt Pryor and Darnell Wright as the right tackle. Now, when it comes down to it, I honestly believe that this offensive line will not be able to withstand the Seattle Seahawks front seven. That pass rush is insane, so I'm expecting a few sacks for Caleb Williams and some tackles for loss for Swift. But honestly, the secondary of the Seattle Seahawks may give up a few passes for Keenan Allen and DJ Moore, maybe some for Rome Odunze. Honestly, I think that they're going to have to deal with the pass game, the Chicago Bears, over the run game, due to the fact that the run game is probably going to be stopped by the Seattle defense. And honestly, they might actually do some, like maybe 200 or 300 yards, highly doubt it. But for Caleb Williams, maybe 2 touchdowns on the day. In the end, I think that the Chicago Bears defense will struggle due to their offensive line. Now, moving on to the defense of the Chicago Bears, we got defensive ends Montez Sweat and DeMarcus Walker, defensive tackle Zach Pickens, and defensive tackle Javon Dexter Sr. with Chris Williams coming in just in case he does not play. Then weak side linebacker TJ Edwards, inside linebacker Tremaine Edmonds, strong side linebacker Jack Sanborn, cornerbacks Jalen Johnson and Tariq Stevenson, nickelback is Kyler Gordon, fullback free safety is Kevin Byard, and strong safety is Jonathan Owens. I honestly believe that the defense of the Chicago Bears might struggle, although the Seattle Seahawks don't have Kenneth Walker today, so they might not struggle as much, at least in the run game. But if these corners cannot stop DK and Jackson and Jigba, this is going to be a tough receiving core for the Chicago Bears to face off against. The front seven, 50-50, but definitely we're going to be seeing a few passes from Geno Smith, or at least we should, because honestly, if for some reason Geno gets hurt again, and in comes Sam Howell, run the ball with Charbonnet and McIntosh. These guys, I'd rather put the ball into their hands rather than honestly see what we saw, I believe it was 2 weeks ago, with Sam Howell coming in for an injured Geno Smith and losing us the game against the Green Bay Packers. Now, moving on to the injury report of the Seattle Seahawks, starting with tight end Brady Russell with a foot injury, running back Kenneth Walker with an ankle injury, and safety Kevon Wallace with an ankle injury, all out for the game. Then moving on to tackle, Abraham Lucas with a knee injury, linebacker Ernest Jones with a knee injury, defensive end Leonard Williams with a foot injury, tight end Noah Fant with a knee injury, running back Zach Charbonnet with an elbow injury, center Olu Oluwatini with a knee injury, linebacker Derek Hall with a shoulder injury, and linebacker Uchenna Nwosu with a wrist injury. Now, when it comes down to the Seahawk injury report, obviously we don't have Walker and Wallace, although Wallace has really not been the starter anymore. I think Kobe Bryant's pretty good there. Although we did lose a big threat on offense, obviously in Kenneth Walker, we do have a good backup in Zach Charbonnet and even sometimes McIntosh. They're both pretty good, so I'm not really saying much about that, but if I were to say who got it worst, I would say the offense. But honestly, sometimes that Seahawk defense is pretty much bugged up with injuries. So I think that at the least, we're going to be seeing some issues coming from the Seattle defense. But honestly, it's 50-50 for me when it comes to who is actually going to suffer the most due to injury. Now, moving on to the offense of the Seattle Seahawks, we got quarterback Geno Smith, running back Zach Charbonnet, wide receivers DK Metcalf, Jackson Smith-Njigba, and Tyler Lockett, tight end Noah Fant, left tackle Charles Cross, left guard Laken Tomlinson, center Olu Oluwatini, right guard Satoa Lamau, I think that's how you say it. Then we get Abraham Lucas at right tackle. Now, obviously, this offensive line has been pretty 50-50, so I'm going to say it mostly the same today. We're going to see some sacks on Geno, or at least some QB hits or pressures. While, honestly, I'm going to see some holes open up for Zach Charbonnet and Kenny McIntosh. I think they're both going to run for about 50 yards each. We're probably going to get over 100 yards rushing in this game. But, honestly, it's still up for grabs, honestly. This is the Bears, obviously. The Bears have been sucking for a while, so there might be a chance. But I still believe that this game honestly could go 50-50. It all depends on whether or not DK and Jackson can get open so that Geno Smith can just throw those deep bombers to them for those touchdowns, the big touchdowns that we need at the end of the game. So honestly, I think that the Seahawks need to protect their quarterback long enough for him to throw deep bombers. Otherwise, he might get hurt again and we might be seeing Sam Howell again, which is not something any Seahawk fan would want. Now, moving on to the defense, we got defensive ends Jaron Reed and Leonard Williams, nose tackle Jonathan Hankins, weak side linebacker Derek Hall, inside linebackers Bryce Knight and Ernest Jones IV, strong side linebacker Boye Mafe, cornerback Tariq Woolen and Josh Jobe, and nickelback Devin Witherspoon, with free safety being Julian Love and strong safety Kobe Bryant. Now, when it comes down to it, I think that the Seahawk defense is going to do a pretty good job. You got 3 good defensive linemen up front. You got 2 guys off the edge like Hall and Mafe. You also got Nwosu coming into the game at times. I think we're going to be seeing a very good game coming from the Seattle defense. Obviously, Tariq Woolen has not been pretty good the past few weeks. Same goes for Josh Jobe, although he's been doing better. And honestly, I still believe in Julian Love being the best free safety Seattle's had in a few years. And honestly, he's going to be a boss in this game. I bet he's going to get you 1 or maybe even 2 interceptions, maybe even 1 for a touchdown. But that's only wishful thinking. Honestly, I do think the Seattle defense is going to be able to stop their offense, but honestly, it all comes down to whether or not we can stop Keenan Allen, Rome Odunze, and DJ Moore, because if we can't, then Caleb Williams has the targets to throw and get the scores on the Seattle defense. Now, in conclusion, I have this game going in favor of my Seahawks, 34-20. I think that we're going to be seeing a very good game defensively, although at the very start, we're going to be seeing the Seahawks down by a touchdown. But eventually, they'll come back, they'll get a touchdown to tie it up, and then they won't be behind, basically. They'll have the lead throughout the rest of the game. They'll score about, I believe, 4 touchdowns, 1 rushing, 3 in the air, most likely 2 for Metcalf or Njigba, and the other 2 Metcalf or Njigba. Then we get, obviously, the 2 field goals, and that will make it 34. Then we get obviously the touchdown and then another touchdown, probably rushing for the Chicago Bears. And yeah, then the field goal to tie, or no, not the field goals. Yeah, 2 field goals actually to tie this game up. Well, not tie it up, but go up to 20. And honestly, I'm thinking that the Chicago Bears will not be able to at least win another game until 2025. I think that this is their last game. Maybe week 18 they win one, but I think they might actually lose out. And Seattle, no matter what happens, they have to win today, and then they have to hope that on Saturday the Rams lose. Because if not, Los Angeles, Seattle, week 18, that's the one where it decides the division. Now, that was it for this video. Tell me what you guys think in the comments below. Tweet me any video ideas. Also, tell me down in the comments below, who do you think is going to win today? The Seattle Seahawks or the Chicago Bears? Tell me down in the comments below. Now, like this video if you liked it, subscribe, and hit the notification if you want more videos. And I'll see you guys next time.